My name is Garry Stanley, and this is my resurrection story. Grew up in West Nashville. I was fortunate to be raised in a Christian family with Christian parents and Christian grandparents. I first accepted the Lord when I was at a youth camp in my early teens. I'd always believed in the Lord, but that is when I first surrendered my life to the Lord. I was blessed to have a mother who was a strong Christian. She was a quiet woman that loved the Lord, and she taught us to pray and thank the Lord in everything that we did. She was probably the one that inspired me most as a Christian and made me want to walk in the life that she walked in. I worked in my early 18 through like 22 at WSM-TV as a graphic artist, and then I started my sign business for 33 years. That's why I did hand lettering, computer graphics, screen printed t-shirts and jackets, and I was blessed that I did most of my work in the country music field. The Lord blessed me with my sign job, and it was profitable, but easy money spends easy. Ironically, I retired at 57. I thought I had all the money and all the toys I would ever need. At 60, my wife told me she wanted a divorce, which came out of the blue, Got up, was having coffee, everything's good. She said, I want a divorce. I'd like for you to leave. And it's just like, and that was hard. That was hard. I'd been married 30 years. At that point, I was over the security team. I was very active in the church. During the divorce, they asked me not to come back, that they didn't want any drama, and said that if I did come back, that they would escort me out. And I'd been so active in that church, and I hadn't done anything violent or anything. But that was devastating to me. I quit going to church, but I prayed every night. I mean, mentally, I was messed up. I was messed up big time for about 3 or 4 years. I decided I wanted to go somewhere different, start a new life. And I was looking online for a house to buy. I hadn't been to Waverly before that. And I came and looked at my house, and I walked in and instantly knew that that was my home. So, without any friends, any family, not knowing anybody in Waverly, I came and moved to Waverly. Everybody was nice, the pace was slow. And looking back, I know that the Lord led me here. And then after a couple of years here, I knew the Lord was calling me to get back in church. So I visited several churches, and I was on my way to another church, and I had to stop in the road here because there were so many people coming in. And I decided I need to try this church out. And so I came in. So many people were so kind. The hugs, the welcome, the warm hearts. I knew instantly that I was at home. I thank God for this church. I was still very ill when I came to this church, and it has been a healing place, a growing place. As everybody knows, Waverly had the big flood, and our church is very active, and during the process of helping rebuild and coming to the church, I met this beautiful young lady named Fran, and we worked together and got to know each other. And in fact, we got to know each other so well that we got married. And the Lord has blessed me with a loving, godly woman. And I never thought that I would be in love again, or even that I would marry again. But thank the Lord, He has plans that we know nothing about. And we've been married almost a year, or a little over a year at this point. And it's one of the biggest blessings in my life here on this earth. As I was growing up, I was always a believer. I never read my Bible that much because, honestly, it just didn't make sense to me. After I went through my divorce, the rock in my life was sitting and reading my Bible every night. I intentionally did not have TV or anything in my house, and the way I would spend my time was reading my Bible. And the Lord just opened up the pages, and I couldn't wait to read, and whenever I read, I didn't want to put it down. My spiritual life has grown. He's given me a deeper faith after what I've been through. And that is a gift that only He can give me, and I thank Him for it. I thank the Lord that He is able to use me. I try to, at work, be very kind and generous and interested in the people's life that I work with. And I believe that the Lord is using me for that purpose. There again, I love my church. I love doing the maintenance projects that we have come up. And I like being on the security team. Other roles that I've done at the church are uplifting to me, to feel a part, not just to come and attend and then get up and leave, but to actually feel like a part of the congregation and the church. So I'm looking forward. I know the Lord has plans for me that I know nothing about right now, and I'm so excited just to see what He brings into my life. I'm Garry. I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me.